Hi, welcome to my safe space. I just want to thank everybody who has encouraged me during this journey and has supported me in starting my podcast. Before getting into it, I would like to start off by reading this letter that I had written for anybody who may come in and listen. 11/28/22, 14:25. Hello to whomever is listening. My name is Janice Deguerio, but I prefer J like the letter, or even Jai Deg. It's spelled Jai because it has all of the letters from my given name. I'm 23, pansexual, gender fluid, and spiritual. I'm one of 5, and I come in a set. That's my way of saying I have a twin. I graduated from the University of La Verne in 2021 with a bachelor's in psychology and a minor in biology. I love basketball, anime, and cheese. Before we get into things, I do want to mention that this podcast will contain topics of depression, anxiety, suicide and ideations, assault, panic and anxiety attacks, and mentions of self-harm. If any of these are triggering, I'll do my best to mention in the beginning of the videos where you can skip if you would like to hear any messages I provide at the end. The purposes of this podcast are to be a new form of coping for myself, but to also convey the message that no one is truly alone in their journey. They will and have always had themselves. So the best action they can take in their experiences forward is to become their own best friend and be comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's the only way you can really grow. During my experiences, I've learned to become a resource, but have also accumulated resources for others. If you or someone you know needs help, please don't hesitate to ask. I was recently diagnosed with borderline personality disorder after my 72-hour hold at the Bayview Crisis Stabilization Unit back in October of 2022. Borderline personality disorder is a mental health disorder that impacts the way you think and feel about yourself and others, causing problems functioning in everyday life. It includes self-image issues, difficulty managing emotions and behavior, and a pattern of unstable relationships. The cause of borderline personality disorder isn't well understood. Diagnosis is made based on symptoms including, but not limited to, emotional instability, feelings of worthlessness, insecurity, impulsivity, and impaired social relationships. Treatments include talk therapy or, in some cases, medications. Hospitalization can help if symptoms are severe. I've been going to therapy for about 5 years off and on due to availability. I started going to therapy my first year of college because I was very stressed and lacked motivation. There, I was given a presumed diagnosis of depression. The following year, I started having severe panic attacks and was presumed to have comorbid anxiety. During the week before my 3rd year of college, I was sexually assaulted and began having suicidal ideations. I fell into alcoholism and was very sexually active in order to feel in control of myself. Soon after, COVID hit and we were all sent home. There, I had familial difficulties and struggled with my emotions. I had gotten into my first relationship after starting therapy geared towards sexual assault and PTSD during my final year of college. I later began seeing a psychiatrist provided by my school and was given proper diagnoses of depression and anxiety and was able to start antidepressants. I went through very extreme mood swings and struggled with my self-image and relationships, romantic, platonic, and familial. After graduating college, it was very difficult for me to find a therapist or psychiatrist because I didn't have insurance and I had graduated from my sexual assault therapy. Living in a different city also made it difficult to receive those resources. I went through many psychologists in the year following and met an amazing psychiatrist that I've been seeing for months now. She was able to send me to Bayview after I had shared with her the suicide note I had written. Through that experience, I was given a more accurate diagnosis of borderline personality disorder and was able to get in touch with a therapist from my new insurance. I'm taking antidepressants, mood stabilizers, and 2 different anxiety medications. I journal, meditate, do yoga, work out, play basketball, and do my best to find company in others around me but also within myself. Life has been difficult, but I'm excited to be turning over a new leaf and having the opportunity to continue living. Throughout this podcast, I'm going to be talking about a lot of topics that may not be too mainstream. I want to create a space to have conversations about things like sex, orientation, mental health, and so forth. I hope that if you're listening to my personal experiences, that you're able to relate in some ways, but in the end recognize the powers you hold and are able to find new ways to enjoy life. Furthermore, I hope that during this journey together, we can learn to be best friends with ourselves. With love and divinity, Jai, Janice Deguerio.